Do you want to know what it is? The Dota is everywhere. It's all around us. Here in this room. You can see it out your window or on your television. You feel it when you go to work or pay taxes. It's a word that has been put over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, not a player. This is your last chance. After this, there is no going back. What will you choose for your first buy in Dota? This one or this one? Don't rush to conclusion. Think carefully before you decide it.
12 танго.
What?
Лайфстиллера.
You will
12
select 12 tango?
12 танго.
Hi, what's up everyone? This is Red Fury and today we are going to deep diving into the most important topic in the game, your first buy in Dota 2. Let's go! Most of you are probably not starting the game with the kind of meme buy we see in the sketch, but let's get real. I haven't seen detailed videos on YouTube deeply explaining what a bad or good starting buy actually is. So let's fix this gap. Even if you are playing on higher ranks, you might find this video helpful, as I'll also touch on item stats, maths and timings that could improve your gameplay efficiency, I believe. Let's start with why a buy like Boots of Speed plus Mango, Tango or Clarity etc. Why is it stupid to buy? Here you need to understand the relevance of items and the stages of the game. We'll talk about the overall stages of the game in another video, but here is the golden rule. Different items are effective at different stages in Dota 2. This is one of the core truths of Dota 2 and something I've learned as an analyst transitioning into this amazing game. Choosing the wrong items at the wrong stages can ruin your progress before it even begins. So what's important at the start of the game? If you are playing a core roles like a carry, offlane or mid role, you need to prioritize your survivability and sustainability on your line. There are two key parameters you focus on: health and mana. If you are playing a support role, you should focus on obtaining and managing essential resources like consumables, tango, clarity or utility like wards, grenades, smoke. Obvious, right? Not for everyone apparently. Here is why this is so important. For the first few levels, up to level 4, your courier moves at the speed of only 300 units approximately and cannot fly. Unless, of course, your team has a hero like a Marcy. Now imagine this. After patch 7.27, every time your courier is tasked with the delivered extra consumables like a tangos, clarities, fireflies or salves, its speed is reduced by 15%. If you are started the game with the boots of speed and random items, and your lane opponents have already harassed you to low health and mana, you are in for a world of pain. Waiting for your consumables to arrive could take what feels like you forever. And on lower ranks, you can't really own someone donating you a tango to bail you out. All of this leads to the following conclusions. First one. Delivering consumables or items is neither quick nor easy. The average delivery time is approximately 30 till 45 seconds. It depends on the level. Second one. Being unable to properly restore your health on the line where you are playing as a core role and in the next creep waves can lead to the loss of gold and experience, which your opponent will gain because you won't be able to approach these creeps. We'll talk more about the importance of last hitting creeps in another video, but as a beginner, keep in mind, as a core role, your priority on the line should always be the creeps rather than harassing enemy heroes. Of course, there are many nuances, but we'll discuss this later. A low network for core roles, goals that you are missed on your line, can significantly impact the later stages of the game. More experienced players at the high runs explain it like this. If there are a gold gap between you and your opponent, your power spike will come much later. This allows enemies to counter you more effectively, hunting you down repeatedly and gaining easy gold and experience from you. If you manage to secure a good start, you can outspace your enemies in an item build-up, giving you a substantial advantages by obtaining key artifacts, whether for damage or survivability. This makes it harder for opponents to catch you and much easier for you to dish out damage, destroy towers and ultimately secure the win. I think now you understand why it's so important to be effective on the line. For the most part, I focus on carry, offlane or mid roles. However, supports roles also need to have a good understanding of their starting items. Properly placed counter wards can significantly disrupt your opponents, preventing them from reaching their power spike on the like sooner. Like an example, gaining gold and experience faster than you, it's meaning. As suggested by high-ranking players at higher level of play, wards have a pivotal role in shaping both your offensive and defensive structures. Additionally, warding turns into a mini-game of constantly blocking and unblocking neutral jungle creep camps. By following a simple sequence of actions like dewarding a camp and executing a pull, you can completely change the dynamics of the lane. Let's not forget about invisible heroes. These who can become invisible, such as Bounty Hunter, Riki and Sand King. The latter, by the way, can farm comfortable while hidden, but a sentry ward can help you control this process effectively. Ultimately, as of recording of this video, your starting buy should follow the rules mentioned above and also synergize well with your hero. Suppose your hero relies heavily on mana and spells early on, but lacks sufficient mana. In that case, it's better to pick up something immediately, like a Clarity for supports or Mango, for example, for Medusa. If you see supports against you who are likely to harass you not with their basic or auto attacks, but with their abilities, it's better to pick up a magic stick, which will charge very quickly. Popular heroes like a Sky Mage, Silencer, Lion and Shadow Shaman are known for hindering you with their spells. On the other hand, if you are facing heroes who don't use a lot of spells in the early game, such as Lifestealer or Spectre, it's a good idea to pick up a couple of Iron Branches, so strengthen yourself. I personally believe that Iron Branch is an extremely underrated item. It isn't picked very often at lower runs, yet this item offers a wide range of advantages. Firstly, its attribute provides additionally boosts such as regeneration and increases in key stats like health, mana, attack speed, armor and damage. Moreover, for heroes classified as universal, Iron Branch provides a bonus of 2.1 damage compared to 1.0 damage for all other categories. This clearly shows that universal heroes gain significantly more value from this item. Secondly, Iron Branch can be used as an emergency consumable when you pair it with the Tango, providing the highest health regeneration. This is critically important when you've taken heavy damage on the lane and need immediately recovery. Thirdly, sometimes this item can even save you from enemy attacks. For example, if you are against a melee hero who is trying to attack you with auto attacks, you can quickly place a tree with the Iron Branch, forcing the enemy hero to walk around it. This can buy you precious time to reposition, react, or even escape and preserve your life. Based on my testing in the game, unfortunately on the lower ranks right now, but etc., I've arrived at what I consider the perfect balance starting buy. For core roles, exclude mid, I started with Magic Stick, 2 free Iron Branches, 2 Tangos and Quilling Blade. For mid, 1 Tango, 4 Iron Branches, 1 Fairy Fire, that's all. For supports, I started with a Magic Stick, 2 free Tangos, 2 wards and 1 grenade, maybe add smoke at the start. Why do I almost always often pick up a magic stick? The reason is simple. When I play as a carry, for example, opponents at lower ranks are almost always more focused on harassing your hero rather than secure last hits on the creeps. As a result, the stick charge up very quickly, allowing me to stay active and sustain myself on the lane. Going back to the beginning of the video, let me answer the question, why is the Boots of Speed a bad choice as a first item? As I mentioned earlier, it all depends on the stage of the game. The first stage, which is approximately the first 5 minutes of the game, it is more than 5 minutes, but for the first actions. Usually involves a static presence on the lanes. This means your movement across the map will be minimal. By starting with the boots, you sacrifice important attributes and limit your ability to leave the lane with the descent network, which leads to negative consequences and ultimately a potential loss of the match. The only one situation where I reconsidered the use of Boots of Speed as a starting items is for so-called roamer role. In Dota, this role is typically played by soft support heroes, such as Riki, Monkey King or Bounty Hunter, etc. The concept behind these heroes is to begin the game by harassing and hunting down their couriers. In this case, movement speed is indeed essential. However, these heroes often don't stay in a line when playing as a roamers, so their attributes aren't as crucial in the early game. Another potential use I've discovered, though I haven't had much experience testing this personally, is starting with Boots of Speed on Spirit Breaker. His entire game strategy heavily depends on movement speed, so buying boots early can allow him to start creation pressure on the map right from the very beginning. In other cases, this starting buy will not be as effective as a second default option. Before wrapping up, I also want to mention Infused Raindrop. This item isn't available immediately, it becomes purchasable after 3 minutes. Raindrops allow you to block and absorb magical damage, which can be incredibly helpful in games. Many beginners either don't know about this item or forget to use it, but I want you to remember it and make sure to deliver it to yourself when you are taking heavy magic damage on the line. One more tip about courier: if you want to speed up the delivery of consumables, you can do it faster by avoiding the automatically delivery path. For example, while playing my favorite role carry, you can manually direct the courier using shift and send it along water paths, where there are slight speed boosts. Of course, when you are starting out as a beginner, it's difficult to control everything, but this is a mechanic you should definitely be aware of. I hope today we managed to dive deep into the topic of the first buy in Dota 2, covering the key points while addressing some of the most common mistakes and issues that players often face. If you think I missed something or have additional tips to share, feel free to drop a comment below this video and help me and others improve. And also remember, play like a true Fury. See you in the next one. Bye bye.